So it's going to be a new passage this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you read through it, try and, use the strategies we've talked about as clear as you can.
You wish to know about my grandfather. Well, he is nearly 93 years old. Yet he still thinks as swiftly as ever. He dresses himself in an old black frock coat, usually several buttons missing. A long beard clings to his chin, giving those who observe him a pronounced feeling of the utmost respect. When he speaks, his voice is a bit cracked and quivers a bit. Twice each day he plays skillfully and with zest upon a small organ, except in the winter when the snow or ice prevents. He slowly takes a short walk in the open air each day. We have often urged him to walk more and smoke less, but he answers, banana oil. Grandfather likes to be modern in his language.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to have you listen to that one back.
Okay.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Kind of tell me on a scale of 1 being didn't like it, 5 being that was perfect. What do you think? And then we'll jump into the one. All right. Good. You can start with some deep breaths too. Try and breathe into your stomach. And push your stomach out. Looks good. And then remember to work on kind of the staccato we started with the ha, 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
See if you can keep time with the beat. Let's try now. And then try E, the hard one. Mm-hmm.
E.
Good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Remember the first time we tried doing that? It was real hard to break apart
I
those
couldn't
E's.
do it.
That's good. That shows a bit more like control of your voice box there. That's some progress. Alrighty. And then we're going to go from low pitch. Ooh. How low can you go? Let's try going up from your lowest range and maybe follow along the piano.
Do what?
So I'll have you start at that low note, ooh, and then she's going to go up the scale and you're going to kind of track along with her. Then go E. Any water?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty. So let's try the opposite. We can go E. That was a very low note.
You are pretty low down here. I think you're right here.
Good, can you get any higher? And switch to
What?
You're sticking at E. You can go even lower.
Oh.
Switch to ooh.
Alright.
You're making it harder for yourself.
Well, I'm
That was pretty
stretching
good though with E.
Let's try to do it like in tempo. Like one at
Okay.
first
Yeah.
in the slide. What do you think? You get your good switch. Nice.
Yep.
Alrighty. I'm trying to think. I think that's the majority of the warm-ups we do. Can you remember any other ones?
No, I don't really remember. You know, other than the shoulder rolls and stretch your neck out and the staccato.
Those are really good.
S ones?
At one point, did you do S's? Or not?
I don't know. I don't remember the S's. It's very possible we did. Worked on it at one point. All right. Do you have any other, like, do you want to keep going up the scales?
Yeah, maybe let's do up again just to see, because when we went down that last time, you were able to go lower. I wonder if we can stretch it a little bit. That was very clear, pitch-wise.
That's where I'm stuck.
That's okay, that's fine. It's good to know your range. So you're from below middle C, C to C. That's your comfortable range, and then you were able to go almost to the G below. Try ooh, E. Try alternating.
Okay.
You know, I picked some things for us to do before I talked to Megan, and they were very similar.
Oh, good.
The humming to build that resonance inside, and then some of the like diaphragm stuff. So let us try some humming on like an arpeggio, like. Oh, I should start lower for you. I just can't do it with you. Deep breath. Deep breath. You definitely, remember you told me E was your favorite key to sing in. That tracks. The other one that I was thinking about, there's two more that I had pulled for a list, was that similar to what Megan did. E, like mostly already did.
The E is good, love her.
It is, yeah.
So another thing that can help with articulation, of course, is singing something on a different vowel or consonant, depending on are there any specific vowels or consonants that are.
Well, what was that the other day?
We had talked about like consonant clusters with
Yeah.
R, L, S. Those ones
I
can be a
think
little
S
challenging.
is the best one.
Yeah, let's try some. Really need to pitch for that.
We can try Z. Z. Z.
Kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Z or Z?
Let's
Let's do the
Z.
Z.
Okay.
Z.
Z.
We'll add it down too.
That's a harder one.
Yeah.
Just for fun, let's make it minor. How's that feel?
Pretty good. I can't believe how much my E is improved.
Mm-hmm. That vocal agility.
You know,
That's really
I
good.
couldn't do it
Mm-hmm.
the first time.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So those were some of the big ones that I had thought about. The humming, so that's really great. Really like fills your resonant cavity, so you can feel that. That isolating of the sounds, and then you can put whatever sound you want to in there that you want to work on. I mean, I'm biased, but I think it's more fun to do it in a musical way than.
Yeah, well, me too.
Um,
And having the piano is good to, you know, kind of harmonize with the piano
Mhm.
while I'm singing,
Mhm.
so.
We keep working together. I might have to teach you a little piano.
Look more than last time.
So you can sit at home and pluck it.
Yeah.
You don't have to know a ton to get yourself going. The last one that I had found that I thought might be helpful for us is it's these syllables ka, ah, and then like impacts your soft palate and helps you lift it afterwards. Ka, ah. Ka, ah.
Okay.
So you should feel on the ah that it like lifts
Yeah.
everything in your mouth,
Well, I feel it in the back.
in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get that nice resonant sound in there.
So a lot of those sounds are in the back here. And I'm noticing on the it's getting a little there's like a fry on it almost. So can we try that same thing? Let's try humming and see if we can kind of bring more forward resonance there and make the a little clearer.
Think about like, I feel it's down here, but then I move it to coming up here. Think about an opera singer, like talking. Like you just sang the most brilliant thing anyone's ever heard. Feel brilliant.
What are you laughing at?
Maybe it's
Okay, I liked how you said that because I could like
visualize it.
Yeah.
That's what all the voice faculty do. They just come up with these metaphors that help you. Try switching notes.
I see what you mean, and I don't know why I think it's my body and my injuries just coming out,
Yeah, with the it's all the sounds are back here, and we've been working on kind of moving your voice forward so it sounds clear. So it's challenging because you're having to manipulate these muscles.
You've also been working in the lower end of your register, so
Yeah.
we move it up a bit.
Good.
I was pushing it a little bit. That was top.
I don't think I could have followed along with that, and I don't have that musical talent.
All right, you sound warmed up to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear a difference. Let's sing a tune.
Okay.
Well, you know what immediately came to mind was I Walk the Line because he hums at the beginning of every verse. I'll pull up the words in case. That's it. Oh man, we're gonna switch instruments here.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the inside folks out in minds.
You picked the key. Let's try an E. We'll find the right one. Let's do it. We're gonna keep
What's
that.
that in usually?
They start an F apparently.
It's capo, the first fret, I think.
And then you play it in E.
Yeah. Must be. I don't play it, so. I keep close watch on this heart. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out all the time and find because
Did that feel too low?
that was a little low.
That was a little low for me. It sounded a little low for you. Let's do it in G. Let's try in G.
Yeah, I've tried.
And let's try to keep that staccato idea. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out all the time I find. Because you're yeah, okay, now this time let's try to really articulate every word. We want the people to hear the words. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the time I find. Because you're yeah, let's see. I find it very, very easy to be true. Can you see these words over here?
Yeah.
Is that big enough? Is that big enough?
Yeah,
Do you like this key? Does it
yeah,
feel comfortable?
that's fine.
I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I've learned that I'm a fool for you. Because you're I can't do that part. As sure as night. As sure as night is dark and day is bright. I keep you on my mind both day and night. Okay. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're I love the light. We'll do the Johnny humming to start each verse, mostly just to ingrain it in your head that it's helpful when you start to talk. You've got a way to keep me by your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I'd even try to turn the tide. Because
Yeah, my singing isn't there.
Yeah.
For sure.
What did you not like about it?
It's, I don't know what it is, but it's not there. You know, I used to sing a song like that, no problem. And now it's a lot of work to sing, you know.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about where the work feels like it's coming from?
My throat probably,
It like feels tight.
yeah, well, it just doesn't work. You know, I think it's kind of like my right leg, it just doesn't work sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna come back, you know.
What?
I think it's a waiting game right now.
Sure. Keep doing all the things and see where you can get.
Mhm.
You can also do like you didn't really do any like face massage or
Yeah.
relaxing.
Like shaking it out.
Yeah, literally.
I'm gonna grab you a water too, and all this singing. I feel like my voice is getting like
Mm-hmm.
hard from it.
Do you feel like it's hard to come up with the words, or you know the words? It's just
I know the words,
Okay.
it's hard to get out,
okay.
you know what I want.
Like the
How
sounds.
you
And, thank you. And it's not really hard, but it's hard to make it sound good, you know? It's just like my talking.
Mm-hmm. To go for a different style, I'm trying to think of the male equivalent of Joni Mitchell or Joni Mitchell versus like Mercedes Benz. Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Chris Christopherson, cause he sings it too.
Oh yeah. I was looking him up the other day. He wrote a lot of songs that other people sang.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of music.
Do you have a favorite song of his?
No, not really. I don't really care for Chris.
Okay, good to know. I was like, I'm gonna start drinking and smoking so I can sing like Janis Joplin.
What are the first words me and Bobby McGee? Buzzard Flat, Baton Rouge.
Waiting for a train, feeling near as big as my dreams. Bobby thumbs me so down, for rain, blooms all the way to New Orleans. Not holding my heart through my dirty red bandana, I was playing a song
Bobby sang
blues.
Richard Waters from
Summertime, I hold Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song that drive through. Freedom's just another word, nothing left to lose, and nothing. It's all that Bobby left me. Feeling good was easy, Lord, when he sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, my Bobby.
Yeah.
From the Kentucky coal mines to the California sun, Bobby shared secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather, everything we've done, Bobby baby kept me from the cold. See, it doesn't matter how good you sound sometimes.
It's not good.
It's more about how you deliver it. Oh shoot, now I forgot what we're One day up near Selena, Lord, I let him slip away. Hoping for that home and I hope he finds it. And I'll trade all my tomorrows for one single yesterday. Got it, Bobby, something next to mine. Free Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. And nothing. It's all the back that left me. Feeling good was easy, Lord, and it's safe blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me. I'm walking. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. I've been thinking.
Going off the
Keep
rails.
going. Calling my lover, calling my man, instead of calling my love, and it's a pussy. I mean, I don't think she had any particular
No,
vocal
she
quality.
just rolled with it.
I've never heard that song.
You've never heard that?
No.
Really? Oh, that's like one of the most famous songs ever.
What's it called?
Me and Bobby McGee.
Me and Bobby McGee. I'm gonna have to add it to my Spotify.
Well, Janice is pretty famous, right, for being like one of the first women at Woodstock and stuff like that.
I've heard of Janis Joplin before, but I haven't heard that one.
When you're singing, I don't know, you look like very focused and very like this compared to when you used to sing. So I don't know, I'm trying to figure out if it's because you're like focusing
I
on.
think it's the way like I said, my injury is not, I'm not free like a bird.
It's cramping your style.
Yeah, exactly. That's most I've sang since August 27th.
And 26th, you were performing.
Yeah, I was, wasn't I? Yeah. Yeah, we were playing at a wedding.
On the 25th, but then you were up at Story Days on.
Oh, on the 26th, that was? Yeah,
How did you meet your band?
a lot of time, band members, they might play guitar good, but they don't get along with the rest of the band.
Yeah.
So,
Do you keep them or you?
no, I throw them out.
Nice.
If they don't get along with them, I got a pretty good group of guys right now. We all get along. And, 'cause you're basically with them more than I'm with Gil, So, you gotta have that camaraderie between the band members. And then all the band members, they'll set things up, even if I'm not there, they'll have it set up so I can come in and play. It's pretty nice for me, that it's like a weight taken off of me.
Are you talking about right now or just in general?
No, in general,
That's cool when everyone can
yeah.
take care of themselves.
How long have you been with that group of guys?
About a year or so.
Clay, Peter, Zach are the new ones. So a year or
Yeah.
2 years now?
Probably 2 years now. But, I mix it up. I'll bring a guy in and try him out. And, you can kind of tell if they're jiving with what we're doing or not.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think it's, let's see, Clay and I have been playing for probably 3 years, huh?
Because Titus, Clay was
Yeah.
replacing Titus. And Clay learned how to play the drums for you.
Yeah. Clay's a good guy.
Because
He can-
Clay's a guitar player.
Yeah, he's a guitar playing tool. But he plays drums with me, and I'm trying to think of who, oh, Terry is probably the
He's-
oldest guy
Okay.
that I've played with. And I've probably played with Terry, who plays bass for me now, but he's a guitar player too. He plays bass. He started out playing guitar for me probably 10 years ago, I'd say.
Wow.
But now we playing bass, you know. So,
And Rick's been there.
and Rick he plays fiddle.
Mm.
So, I don't know.
And Pat.
Yeah, Pat Layer, he plays steel. And,
Yeah, a whole group of people
Yeah.
playing different instruments.
yeah, we got it all. We're your one-stop shop.
Definitely. You want a country band, though? Yeah, fiddle and the steel.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fiddle and steel, and then a guitar player, and then I play rhythm, and sing,
Are you a lead singer?
yeah. Yeah, I always wanted to have a big band, you know, and I think it's coming true right now, so. As long as I don't drag off the horse.
There was that part.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you built yourself a band, though. I love it.
And there's been other people involved in the band, you know, but life happens, people move, everything, you know.
Mhm.
They don't get along with everybody else, so.
My partner's real bummed right now because her band broke up.
Oh, yeah.
They did not get along.
How
There were
long
some
have
other
you been
factors too.
together?
Yeah, it's like your second family, you know?
It is. You know, I call Clay all the time, and Peter I talk to a lot, and Rick. Rick came and saw me at the hospital in Billings,
Nice.
so
Oh, wow.
he's kind of like another dad to me, you know.
Yeah, I was curious, how are they responding to your injury?
They think I'll be back. You know, I think they're all on hold until that day comes, you know. I don't know what they thought of my injury before, but I think they're all happy that I'm still here, you know, 'cause I pretty much died, 2 or 3 times? So they had to restart my heart once. So
Do you have any out-of-body experiences?
I didn't.
The fire truck one.
Well, yeah. I swear to God, we were at my old place when the wreck happened, but I was not. I was at our new ranch. And anyway, the wreck happened, and I swear puked right before I got to the fire truck. I opened the passenger door of the fire truck, and the one firefighter that was sitting there looked at me real funny. And then I woke up and cried, you know.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was, and it took Cal probably a month or two of saying it didn't even happen there, you know. So, but I remember the fire truck, and I could walk you right to the spot where it was sitting and where I puked at. It's, I was probably from here to the wall, away from the truck when I puked. And so that was the only out of body experience I had, you know. Other than that, I was just out of it. I don't even remember Billings. Kel said, well, a bunch of people have said that I was sitting up and talking to people. I even remember the horse, wasn't it Paul Van Dyke, that was talking about cotton, and I remembered cotton right off the bat and said his name. And but now I couldn't drive it to St. Vincent's or anywhere, you know. I just don't remember it. So it was pretty crazy that your body can go through all that and still be here, you know.
It's really wild. I was thinking you look kind of more relaxed at the moment.
I think so. It's good. I like to be relaxed.
I'll try and find a All right, you pick. Cold Heart, Hello Darling, Whippoorwill, something else.
How about Willie Nelson?
Yeah, let's find some really.
Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. That's good. Play me.
Do you want to play?
No.
I'll play.
No, I don't think. Well, I'll try it.
I know this isn't your guitar, but I have this. Let's start from the beginning.
In the twilight's glow, I see her. When we kiss goodbye in parting,
follow you.
What did I say?
When
Meet
up
up
yonder.
we'll stroll hand in hand.
Like a
Knows no parting. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Love is like a dying bird. It's like a dying ember. Only memories remain. Alright, now we need a drummer.
Yeah.
Which one of these
Girls?
two?
Redhead Stranger, that's a good one by Willie. I don't know if I've ever played that. What is that? D?
This says D.
The Redhead Stranger from Blue Rock, Montana, rode into town one day. Redheaded stranger from Blue Rock, Montana, rode into town one day, and under his legs was a raging black stallion walking behind the sleigh. Redheaded stranger had eyes like thunder, and his lips they were tired and warm. His little lost love lie asleep on the hillside, and his heart was as heavy as a night. Don't cross him, he's wild as a squirrel, and hiding in his way. Don't fight him, don't spite him, just wait till tomorrow. Maybe he'll ride on again.
I like that. I don't know that one.
Oh, really? That's one of his all-time best songs.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Where we at?
First two.
Yellow-haired lady leaned out her window as she passed her way. She heard at the side of the street haven't heard this song in years.
I was trying to think of a song that maybe you knew a little bit better so that you can kind of flow with it.
Yeah,
And from your list of songs that you sing, what would you think of King of the Road?
we can try it.
Because that's kind of like,
I can't play it.
you don't have to play it, but you're actually doing better even just having the guitar because you're like more relaxed,
What's
it's
he like
more
do with my
natural.
hands?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you're still like, you know, you're doing your stuff and it's just kind of like flowing out a little bit. To me, sounds more natural.
What, King of the Road? So
Trailers for
that's
Sailor Moon.
trailers for Sailor
Mhm.
Rooms left 50 cents. No phone, no food, no fence. I ain't got no cigarettes. I've 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 12 bedroom. Man, the man's by no means king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all their children and all their names, and every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale rent, rooms left 50 cents, no phone, no food, no fence. I ain't got no cigarettes. 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 12-bedroom mama. Man of means by no means king of the road.
Do you want me to play it with you? Can you sing it?
Yeah,
Love to hear it.
yeah.
Just in the background.
Trailers for sale rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pants. I ain't got no cigarettes. I've 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 12-bedroom mama. Man of means by no means king of the road. 30 boxcar midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke those stogies I have found. Short, but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means king of the road. Round every inch and on every train. All their children, all their names. Every handout, every town, every lock it ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. I've 2 hours of pushing broom buys. 12-bedroom mama. Man of means by no means king of the road. Trailers for sale, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes.
Good. Sorry, I just wanted to see how you did with one of the songs that you normally play. That's good, baby. even when you're not playing it, just having the guitar and flopping your foot and stuff.
That's a cool observation.
You did real good with enunciating each sound too. Very clear. Is it easier without the pick?
Right now, yeah. I used to grab I would go nowhere with that pick, you know. But, yeah.
Even if you don't use it sometimes, that doesn't mean you're abandoning it.
No, and it's gonna come back, you know. It's a lot to think about, a pick and the guitar. But
Do you have a guitar at the house?
got to.
How many do you have?
I just bought a new one,
Nice. Have you played it?
a little bit, but it's not there. We're not there yet. You know.
It's a smaller one, so it was easier to get his hand around.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
this
It's
size.
normal.
Cause my regular guitar is a J200 or J150, so it's a jumbo. And it's a pretty big guitar.
And that's what I have at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, big dreadnought. There's that. So you can- I was going to show you too. You can do the warm up exercises on the guitar, not the piano.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just pick a chord. We were doing a lot of G. We were doing a lot of stuff out of G. Just to give yourself a
Yeah.
marker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything special with it. Just you can. Well, this is the it's a little, just a tiny bit higher than your lowest
Oh,
lowest range note. So you can start there. And then if you want to work on like a specific sound or just that enunciation, I would try out a E or G. You can just use that bass note to orient yourself.
I think I want to see how you do your speech does. I want to have you reread the same passage
okay.
and kind of compare the two.
Okay.
Because just hearing you speak, kind of when we were having a conversation, it sounds like your voice
It
is a
might
lot
be-
more precise.
It might be getting warmed up.
Yeah. I think singing at home or even playing your guitar at home would be a great kind of tool, as well as being fun to help with your voice too. Alrighty, so some things to focus on. What are like 3 key things that would be good to focus on?
The staccato, I think. And humming before I talk.
Or even if you feel like your voice is starting to go,
Yeah.
and you've been talking for a while, taking a pause and then just or even just clearing your throat to recenter.
And that's about it.
Make sure to pronunciate
Yeah.
each syllable right. Alrighty, I'm gonna hand that to you. I'm gonna pull up this recording.
You wish to know about my grandfather. Well, he is nearly 93 years old, but he still thinks as swiftly as ever. He dresses himself in an old black frock coat, usually several buttons missing. Long beard clings to his chin, giving those who observe him a pronounced feeling of the utmost respect. When he speaks, his voice is a bit cracked and quivers a bit. Twice each day he plays skillfully and with zest upon a small organ, except in the winter when snow or ice prevents. He slowly takes a short walk in the open air each day. We often urged him to walk more and smoke less, but he answers banana oil. Grandfather likes to be modern in his language. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Alright, I'm gonna have you here, listen to it back and see what you think, okay? What off the bat you said you didn't like? What about it didn't you like?
It's just slow, and I have to process a lot of words before they come out of my mouth. So, I don't know.
Reading it is a lot harder than just communicating like this too.
Yeah.
I'll have you listen to it back and tell me what you think. And then we might listen to a portion of the previous one too.
Okay.
And we can compare them.
You wish to know about my grandfather. Well, he is nearly 93 years old, but he still thinks as swiftly as ever. He dresses himself in an old black frock coat, usually several buttons missing. Long beard clings to his chin, giving those who observe him a pronounced feeling of the utmost respect. When he speaks, his voice is a bit cracked and quivers a bit. Twice each day he plays skillfully and with zest upon a small organ, except in the winter when snow or ice prevents. He slowly takes a short walk in the open air each day. We often urge him to walk more and smoke less, but he answers banana oil. My grandfather likes to be modern in his language.
Alright. Scale 1, didn't like it. 5, really liked it. 3 is three still. What did you like about it? So I kind of heard some things that you still aren't happy about. What did you like?
That I can hear every word, every word is pronounced. I can understand it, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I thought compared to the first time, especially in the beginning, each word was really crisp. Like I could hear each sound in each word, and I thought the pacing of it was good too.
It's a little faster, I'd say.
Yeah, a little faster, and like I could really hear each sound pronounced. I thought it sounded better.
It was clear for sure.
Do you want to listen to the first one? See if we can
Yeah.
change it. The beginning of the first Something I noticed here that's different than what you just did too is the quality of your voice sounds a lot clearer.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like you just woke up from a nap there. Whereas with this one, it comes through with their
You wish to know about my grandfather. Well, he is nearly 93 years old.
you hear a difference?
Yeah.
And this one is a little quicker too. So your voice is coming out clearer and I think you're able to kind of use those muscles a lot faster to articulate.
Yeah, I feel good today. You know. Which every day I don't feel the greatest, you know, I just kind of feel off some days. But today isn't one of those days.
I think the warm-ups we were doing and the singing had a good benefit to your voice. And it's something you enjoy doing, right? The singing during playing. I think it would be good to do. Kind of when you feel like it, doing some singing.
Yeah, I sing along with the radio, you know. What?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Not all the time.
How do you listen to music? What do you use?
My phone is in the car a lot.
Like Amazon or
No,
Pandora?
I just have it playing on my playlist.
Like songs that you own?
Yeah. I do listen to Pandora sometimes, but the ads are too much.
Yeah. I use Spotify, but I pay for
Oh,
a little bit so I don't have to deal with that.
Same.
yeah. Other than that, you know, if I hear a song somewhere, I could be in a bar somewhere and hear a song and really like it, so I'll look it up online and see the ins and outs of it and try to get a recording of it, you know, or something. But most of the time, I just listen on my phone. You know.
Do you listen to the radio in the car or do you listen to the songs on your phone?
Usually the songs on my phone. Now, my work truck, I have listened to the radio a lot. Because I can't hook up my phone to that. So,
That'd be good.
yeah,
Listen in the car.
every kind of music is good. If it's good and you listen to it, there's something there, you know.
That speaks to you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Megan, I'm just curious if you have insight on, I'm not to put you on the spot, like what contributes to a fry type sound?
A lot of times, naturally, you have a fry when your voice is like really relaxed, and a lot of time the resonance is happening more here versus when your voice has been kind of over articulating with your lips and tongue. That can get rid of the fry. It's kind of bringing the resonance here to up here, which is part of the reason I'm trying to work on the humming, is to cue kind of your voice to kick in. Because when it gets a little relaxed, I think is when the fry happens. Everyone gets a fry.
Yeah.
But I think because the accident of the right side, those muscles are a little weaker and a little uncoordinated.
Yeah.
So I think you're predisposed to having that vocal fry quality. Something we can try is, it's called a yawn sigh. Can relax your larynx into like a more natural position. Especially if we've been talking for a while and these muscles are getting tighter and tighter. It can also cause a cry. So Yon's like just yawning. And then
Okay.
sighing. And that can kind of bring your voice to its more like natural position.
Okay.
So if you find yourself kind of after a while talking, getting that cry going, it can be a good idea to pause. Yawn. And then kind of voice a sigh. Do you want to give it a shot?
I get a yawn.
So just big, kind of open your mouth as wide as it'll go. Breathe in. And then try talking a little bit. What's your favorite song on your phone? Putting you on the spot.
I don't have a favorite song.
Not a favorite song? What about a favorite artist?
No.
Nothing? Just music?
Yep.
Alright. But that's a good way to kind of relax these muscles if they're getting overworked. So we've been using your voice a lot today.
Yeah.
Drinking water is important. You said you weren't thirsty, but after
No.
you took a sip of the water, your voice did, had a little bit of a frog in your throat and it cleared up a little bit after drinking water. So vocal hygiene is important too with vocal quality.
What about like a mint or a lozenge or something? Because you used to, like when you would sing, you do have like little cough drops or something.
That could
in
work
those,
too.
so
Yeah, produces more saliva, so it helps like coat the throat. Yeah, if that's something you're comfortable with, that could definitely help.
one thing he said to me yesterday, which I haven't heard in this whole experience, he said when he eats, he feels like his mouth is burned.
Like it's oversensitive when you're eating?
No, it just feels like it's like when you take a sip of hot coffee and, you know, it burns
Oh.
your mouth. That's what it feels like.
Like the sensation, like you can't feel it as well in your mouth?
I can feel it.
But it's like when you get a burn and like it tingles a little bit?
No, I would say it's like you drink a hot cup of coffee or something that's too hot and it burns your mouth.
Is it painful?
No, just, it's not right, you know.
Like there's something sensation-wise that's
Yeah,
feeling a little different. Is it on one side of your mouth versus the other, or
My
the whole thing?
my whole mouth.
Is that new?
Yeah. Since wreck.
My understanding was that the food didn't feel like it was burning. It feels like he had burned it and then he's eating something. So it's like after you have burned
Yeah,
yourself.
I think that's like the reduced sensation there.
Yeah.
Um,
So I didn't know if that had anything.
But it's like that every time I eat, you
It's
know.
the first time he said anything like that. So.
What about when you drink? Do you notice it?
No, just when I eat.
Just when you eat. I mean, yeah, the accident, because it affected like the muscles on the right side of your throat here, it's very possible it could have affected also the sensory nerves. So there's like nerves that have like muscle activation and sensation. So it's possible both the muscle and the sensation got damaged or are impacted. I'm not really sure if there's anything that can change that aside from waiting for those nerves
Yeah.
to heal and having the sensation come
I
back.
think that's everything. It's a waiting game right now. So,
But if you noticed it's changing, that's important.
yeah.
Definitely speak up on that. since you just brought it up, are you noticing more sensation in your mouth, or is it different? Is it something you remember noticing like 2 months ago when you were eating?
What do you mean?
So you just brought up that you're feeling this sensation. Was it something that you noticed 2 months ago when you were eating?
I don't know. I don't know when it came on, but I think I'm so messed up that, you know, there was a lot of new stuff.
It's hard to
Every time I turn around, something was coming up.
I know you said your swallow is getting better too, right? And I noticed
Yeah.
it. You've been drinking from the water, and I haven't noticed you turning your head and having been coughing.
I turn my head once in a while, but yeah, I haven't coughed at all.
Yeah, when I first saw you, it was a
I'm
few
pretty
times. Yeah. So it's possible that some of that sensation or some of that muscle activation is coming back on, especially with us continuing to kind of target these muscles and the sensation here. I would say keep track of it.
Yeah,
If you're noticing it with certain foods now, maybe keep track of the sensation when you're eating those foods. Is there a specific food that you're noticing the sensation?
everything.
Everything? Okay. I'll check back in next week. Keep asking you about it.
Yeah, it's weird, you know. It's kind of like the day after you burn your mouth, you know, and you can feel how something's not right in your mouth. That's what it feels like.
Does it remind you of that sensation in your left foot? The kind of like numb thing? No. Just feel different. Or like if you eat like hot food? Like, no?
No,
Okay.
it's,
Like you ate cheese pizza before it cooled off and it burnt your mouth. And
yeah.
then every bite after that is not great. I want to do that. Just don't wait.
It's probably why I haven't been eating much.
Yeah, I would just say keep track of it if it changes at all. But it's not impacting anything else.
No. And I think that's probably why I haven't said anything, you know, because it doesn't impact me in other ways, so.
I was curious, do you keep a journal in general of things like this that come up and you could date it and see like how you felt about something or
No.
We had talked about using those calendars that I printed off for kind of dating, you know, accomplishments or changes, so you can kind of keep track of when your accident first started to like how you're progressing now. This could be something you could have with that too.
Yeah, it could be, but I've never been a journal guy, you know, or anything.
I guess I was thinking not so much like a let me get out my feelings so much
Yeah.
as like on this day I noticed this or on this day I felt like my speech was clearer or
Maybe beneficial.
Or like you said, you walked around Walmart, was it? On Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday? You did really good with that. That'd be a good thing to note down. Some increased endurance there if you're walking, a little bit more independence as well.
totally up to you though, of course.
It can be helpful to see those small changes.
Yeah. I think I get stuck on the big stuff, you know. Well, when you can't walk, it's easy to get stuck on something like that. So, I think this has been great, you know. gets me out of the house a little different, you know. But I still have the fact that I can't walk, you know, to worry about.
Did you get new boots?
Yeah.
They look really good. I've been noticing them.
Yeah, I just, they're higher. Just got them yesterday.
New glasses, new boots.
I know.
Nice.
Treating yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear my cowboy boots next time.
It's like Kel said, the girl at the bank is probably putting a stop on my card. I haven't bought too much. A new guitar.
Oh. New guitar, new boots, new glasses.
New vest, new coat.
It's not even your birthday yet.
Yes, it's fancy to do this. My first birthdays or Christmas, I'm like, well, you
What
just
now?
bought everything.
Yeah. Yes, going to Sheridan will be your gift.
Yeah.
Getting to show off all your new stuff.
Yeah.
Are you gonna bring your new guitar back to Sheridan?
Yeah, I'll probably take it. You know, I'll probably take my old one, leave it at home.
Okay.
So,
Start working with the small one.
yeah, which I have been. You know, even, it's probably a little smaller than that one. And it does make a difference.
Easier to hold.
Yeah, when you can get your arm around it.
You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, but you've been messing where you shouldn't be messing. Now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over.
Excellent song choice.
I
It is.
can't remember.
Who sings that one?
I thought it was Patsy Cline, but yeah, Nancy Sinatra.
Nancy Sinatra.
You keep lying when you ought to be truthin'. You keep losing when you ought not bet. This is a good tongue twister. You keep saying when you should be changing. Okay, let's do this verse together, Susan. Built-in exercise. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin'.
And
You keep losing when you ought not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be changing. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over. Oh, that's a good one. That's tricky.
yeah,
It's a good song.
That'd be a good
You
goal
gotta add
song.
it to your playlist. I'd be interested to hear him read the original paragraph, his caterpillar
Oh, yeah.
paragraph, and see
And
how.
I think I still have the recording from the very first time
Oh,
that we
really?
read it out, yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna put it all back together here.
Since he kinda knows it, and
Yeah, that's why I threw the new one at you. Make it a little bit more challenging, there we go.
I do have to teach right at 11, so I don't have to kind of just,
Okay.
so you know.
Here we go. I've put it pretty much together. You might have to scroll it though,
That's all right.
or do it like this.
Yeah.
There we go. Alrighty. I'll let you skim it over, and then with this one also, we added the emphasis. Sorry. So,
is your class in here?
No, it's around the corner.
Oh, okay.
okay. So we added the emphasis, right, which is not just going louder, but also kind of elongating
Yeah.
the sounds. Alrighty.
Do you like amusement parks? Well, I sure do. To amuse myself, I went twice last spring. My most memorable moment was riding on the Caterpillar, which is a gigantic roller coaster high above the ground. When I saw how high the Caterpillar rose into the bright blue sky, I knew it was for me. After waiting in line for 30 minutes, I made it to the front where the men measured my height to see if I was tall enough. I gave the man my coins, asked for my change, and jumped onto the cart. Tick, tick, tick. The Caterpillar climbed slowly up the tracks. It was so high, I could see the parking lot. Boy, was I scared. I thought to myself, there's no turning back now. People were scared. They screamed as we swiftly zoomed fast, fast, and faster along the tracks. As quickly as it started, the Caterpillar came to a stop. Unfortunately, it was time to pack the car and drive home. That night I dreamt of the wild ride on the Caterpillar. Taking a trip to the amusement park and riding on the Caterpillar was my most memorable moment ever.
Alrighty.
And then compare those next week or on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely. We can absolutely compare them. How'd that feel for you? I know it's toward the end of the session. You've been singing and talking the whole time.
Yeah, my voice was pretty tired, you know. I'm not like I used to be. It takes a lot more to do all this, you know.
Do you find it easier now than when, like, the first time you read that paragraph?
Yeah, I'm sure it's easier.
That's the first time I think I had you read it all the way through, from beginning to end. It's a doozy.
Yeah.
A lot of big words and
Yeah.
complicated sentences there.
You really did it well.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Your voice stayed pretty consistent throughout, and I could tell you were focusing on enunciating each of those syllables, which is good.
Well, good deal.
Yeah, I think so. I'll find the original Caterpillar and we'll review it
Okay.
next time. But Yeah, I think you're getting better and better at kind of using that over enunciation
Yeah.
independently. Not having to remind you as much, which is really good. And something you didn't have to focus on before the accident, but now it's kind of shifted to, you know,
Focusing.
yeah, kind of relearning and using strategies to get your voice sounding.
I think that counts.
too.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for
I was
it.
gonna say that cognitive piece is just something to keep in mind too, that it is work. You are working hard, and if you feel tired, that's because you're working pretty hard.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of effort. Impressive.
That's really good. I think the music really helps your voice and
Yeah,
fun
I
way to do
do
it.
too.
Yeah.
You know, even the piano playing beside me makes me want more,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think your voice sounded great today. Just conversationally too. I think that's the best I've heard your voice when we've just been
Oh,
chit chatting.
really?
Yeah, like you didn't even think about it. Your voice just kind of flowed more naturally.
Well, thanks a million, both of you.
Hey, you're welcome. And yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a pleasure.
Are you ready, Kel?
Well, I wanted to get going so Jessica.
Oh, yeah, you
Did-
have beer.
I do. Do you have an invoice
I
or?
do.
Okay.
I can email it to you. Are y'all heading back to Wyoming soon, or are you still here for a while?
We're here for a bit, so. Tell me, do I make it out to you?
Yeah,
or-
just to
okay.
me.